Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the Academy Review, and joining me, as always, is my good friend David Pritt. How are we doing, brother?
Better than last week.
Last week, Dave, you was breaking my heart last week, mate. It just wasn't great at all, was it? You know what I mean? I know it's not your fault. You're not responsible for the results, but I have to blame someone, so I have to blame you. Do you know what I mean?
Just that, though. It's all that Super League nonsense as well. It's just...
Super League. Hey, that put a torpedo in our video, didn't it? Hey, let's have it right. That was a hard sell, the Academy Review, when everyone's talking about the Super League story that broke. But we persevere, mate. And, you know, the Super League is gone. But let's talk about the future, Manchester United. What have you got for me?
So, the under-23s played Chelsea at home on Friday night.
Good stuff.
And if you remember the last time we played Chelsea, we got absolutely battered. I mean, beyond recognition battered.
Yeah.
So I was a bit apprehensive, just not too sure, thinking... Because they lost last week, thinking maybe they'd get another good guy hiding. But they had a strong starting line-up. I mean, at the front, they had Ahmad, they had Elanga, they had Shoretire, and they also had... I'm going to forget now. I forgot.
McNeil? Hannibal. So you've got Hannibal, you've got Elanga, you've got Shoretire, and you've got... Diallo.
Yeah.
So that is a strong... Those are players that have been around the first team a little bit, although they, you know, some of them haven't really had any minutes.
I think Elanga's, without his injury, he'd been in the first team, and I think the same to Hannibal, to be fair to him. But the other two got their shot, and they took it well. But yeah, the starting lineup, really good. Brandon Williams also playing as well.
Brandon, what's going on with Brandon?
It's what I like about him. He was in the Mason type, where if he's not playing for the first team, he asks Ollie if he can play for the 23s. He wants the football, so it's better than just being sat on the bench doing nothing.
I know me and you've spoken about this, but would he not have been better off having a loan move, do you feel? Because he's not really getting anywhere near the first team in a minute, and I know he was on the bench. I think he was on the bench. Was he on the bench against? He was on the bench recently. I forget which game, but he's not had many minutes for the first team. Do you feel that he would have been better off? Or do you feel that playing for the 23s and being around and training with the first team is enough for him?
I think because the fact that he can play left and right back, I think Ollie's kept him around, because he has. If Wan-Bissaka's got injured or not doing well, he sticks him on the right. If vice versa, he goes on the left. So I think he's handy to have around. A loan would have done the world of good for him, but I think that they wanted to keep him around.
Fair enough. How did the game go?
Well, talking to Brandon Williams. Chelsea player gets one-on-one with the keeper. He slides in. I mean, great slide. I don't know how he did it for so long. Gets in, and then as he takes a shot, it just deflects off Brandon, goes in the bottom corner.
Oh, great stuff.
Yeah, so it was 1-0, and you, like I said, with Chelsea, you just think that could be the start of the end, really. But we got a bit of good fortune.
Outside we have
Helm loops it over towards Ahmad. He's running towards the goal. The keeper comes out, saves it, takes that extra touch.
Really?
Outside the box. He drops it and catches it with his knees, which I thought was pretty good. But it was deemed to be outside the box, and he got straight red. So they were down to 10 men.
You know what? They need an hard lesson, these kids. Hey, none of this mollycoddling.
So they were down to 10 men, and you know that's what he does for a bit. And then in the 45th minute, just before half time, McCann puts the ball into Shola. Great touch. He's surrounded by quite a few players and puts it away for 1-1. And you're thinking, we've got the equaliser just before half time.
Against 10 men.
No. So McCann again puts it into Shola in the 5th minute of injury time in the first half. And then he puts a powerful low shot in for 2-1 before half time.
Even better.
Exactly. So them two linking up for 2 goals in 5 minutes, it puts us ahead. And then second half, Shola's like bundled down, the ball's put in, and the guy just basically nudges him over so we get a penalty. And you think, right, we'll have this. Then Hannibal steps up for it, even though Shola's on a hat trick. He gives it to Hannibal, saved.
Oh, what? Shola, what are you doing? You're on a hat trick, son.
I know. Got to put his foot down and say, I'm
having that ball. Give it here now.
But I think he's already had a hat trick this season, so he's just saying, go on, lads, I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that. Go on, lads.
Hat tricks, boring, aren't they? Old news, eh?
And then we get a free kick. Diallo, Ahmad. It's like Shoretire now.
I know. We cracked the Shoretire thing, didn't we? After about 6 months of getting it wrong. And now is it Amad? Is it Diallo? What do you go with?
How about Amad Diallo?
Amad Diallo. Should we do that? Right, Amad Diallo. Go on.
Yeah, left foot, free kick, top corner.
Oh!
Brilliant. 3-1. Yeah, if you get the chance to have a look at it, really nice free kick. Then the ball's played into the middle on the right-hand side by Seversky, who's come on as a sub. Right into the middle, Mark Helm just slots it in, 4-1.
Crikey.
And then the only downside really was second minute of injury time. Nice little run from the Chelsea player with a nice finish to make it 4-2. But back to winning ways. And I know it was against 10 men, but we needed them 3 points, and especially against a team like Chelsea.
So Chelsea, obviously a very strong team. As you said, yes, they went down to 10 men, but that's not always the end of it, is it? You have to sort of battle, you have to battle and get the wins.
Yeah.
And sometimes a 10-man team can be very resilient.
Of course, and even with 10 men, I think Chelsea are still a great side. Their academy, they've got bundles of players, so they can...
They just scoop them up, don't they, Chelsea?
From everywhere.
Like, seriously. This is why, you remember when he had the transfer ban and he had something like 39 players out on loan? Because he just got so many youngsters, it's ridiculous. And haven't they won like the FA Youth Cup like 6 times in a spin or something?
Yeah, I think they're still one behind us, or they might be level with us now. I'm not too sure.
They've just more or less bought that, haven't they? I know, United do buy youngsters and stuff, but yeah, Chelsea took it to another level.
Yeah.
Anyway, 4-2 win. Yeah, big win.
Like I say, we lost last week, so the fact that we're back to winning's positive. And I think next week as well, Gareth Bale is back from his suspension, so it's looking good for United. Looking good for Manchester United Football Club. That's what we like to hear at all levels. What else have you got for us? So then on Saturday morning, the under-18s played at home against Wolves. Always a kind of good game, Wolves. We usually do win, but it's always quite close. And the good games, I mean, I've been to a few, even like the Wolves away have been good. But started off, Hanson Aaron plays the ball into Charlie McNeil, who's just amazing for the under-18s at the moment. He gets another goal. I mean, I don't even have to tell. When I say he gives it to McNeil, what's going to happen. Don't
goal, isn't it? It's as sure as night follows day. McNeil gets the ball. It's in the back of the net. Yeah, so he got the first goal. And then Zidane Iqbal, who's recently signed his pro contract. Yeah. To be fair, he's not a regular starter, but he's obviously this club see a lot in him. I mean, I really like him. He great strike from outside the box, makes it 2-0. And then there was a nice move that then goes to Forson on the right. He crosses it over to Charlotte McNeil at the back post. Guess what happens? Don't need to ask you, Dave. It's 3-0. It's 3-0, mate. That's it. Like I said, it's right on time. Like clockwork, he always scores. So, yeah, he got, before half-time, got another couple of goals. He is reminding me now of Mason. He has got more goals than Mason now. Ooh. But no, not in the fact that, not the style of player, but when you used to turn up to the under-18s, it was, what's going to happen today? Oh, Mason will score probably 2 goals. And that's what's happening with McNeil now. He's got more than what Mason did in his best season for the 18s now. Just a goal machine, basically. Yeah, a goal. It's all type of goals from him as well, like headers, left foot, right foot. Where is he physically? Is he there yet? For me, not yet. Because talent-wise, this kid's as talented as they come. Like we talked about before, this is only still his first season at United. Yeah, I'd give him next year, maybe push him up to the 23s, see how he does against them, because he has had a couple of games for the 23s. He's looked all right, but not the same as he's done for the 18s. Then I'm sure they'll have him in the gym like they did with Mason once he gets his growth spurt. I don't know. I've told you they measure it exactly when to put him in the weight room and all that. I don't know these brains. Mate, cleverer men than I work that one out. So, yeah, I think they'll do the right thing with him because he's going to be a hell of a player. No, he sounds like he is the real deal, and I can't wait to see him eventually for the first team. But I understand why Manchester United are taking the time, like you say, under 18s and little, pockets of games for the under 23s, but sort of bring him in gradually. Like, I know Mason was very sort of, he was a prodigy, but I like the way Ollie handled him. Yeah, you forget with Mason, he made his debut against PSG. Yeah, and then it was just bit parts for a little while from that season. You didn't really see much. It was the following season where he started playing more. Because he played, didn't he, at the end of the season against Cardiff? I think that was his Premier League debut. And like PSG was March, so he didn't play in the Premier League during that sort of 3-month period. People think he just hit the ground running, but it wasn't like that. And it was the right thing to do because I remember against Cardiff it was an awful game, but he was probably our best player. I think he actually was. And then the following season, again, he wasn't a regular. He was, and then towards the end of the season, after lockdown, he's probably my most important player or one of them.
Yeah.
He was banging them in. So, yeah, I think you're right. I like the way Ole Gunnar Solskjaer handles his youngsters, and I feel very confident in him that he's going to do the right thing by the likes of Charlie McNeil, who's, like I said earlier, a fantastic talent. Anything else?
Yeah, so that was the first half. Second half, Wolves get a penalty, get one back.
Terrible decision. I'm not seeing it, but I know it's a disgraceful one.
And the keeper just let it go through because he was like, not a good decision. So
no, I'm not even going to bother saving that because they're against us.
He didn't actually do that. But
no, let's just put this out there. The goalkeeper for Manchester United under 18s did not let the ball in deliberately.
And then an amazing, like a bit of a dancing run, like getting past a few people, and then got past 4, and then slots it in. And Zidane Iqbal again, amazing goal for me. The 2 best goals of the game were both by him.
Believe it or not, I've seen this one.
Have you seen it? Did you like it?
Yeah.
It was a nice goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like I say, he looked really good. And in the past, I've seen him at younger levels, and he's looked good. But he's, like I say, he's not that regular as often. He's not like always.
Is that surprising, Dave? Because he's not a regular. Yeah, he's getting a deal at Manchester United, and there's a lot of hype around him.
They know.
And I use the word hype, but a lot of attention around him. I know.
Once again, they might maybe just protecting him for like these brains with the. Maybe he's going to grow soon, so they don't want him to overdo it. Stuff like that. But like he looks amazing, and obviously it'd be great for him to make his first team debut. Macca's did a video about him, didn't he?
Macca loves him. Macca's like, and I get it because especially in the Asian community, there's a sort of lack of players who make it into the top level of the game, and it's weird because at the lower levels you have that. There's obviously a lot of talented Asian kids out there, a lot of football fans, Asian fans, and it's like why isn't it happening? Why is there a bit of a glass ceiling? It feels like for a lot of these Asian youngsters, and Macca did a very good documentary on it a few years ago, and Zidane Iqbal. I mean, there are Asian players. I'm not saying there aren't in the top level, but there's just not as many as you'd expect, really, considering the amount of talent that is out there.
Of course.
And Zidane Iqbal is someone that he's got a lot of people within and outside the Asian community as well. Very excited, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in future as well.
I know, if he becomes the player that we hope he can be, he's got his choice of where he can play for as well. He can play for England, he can play for Pakistan and Iraq as well. So.
Hey, tell you what, is it wrong that I'd probably put England at the bottom of that list if I was a player? Do you know what I mean? Not with them either. Gareth Southgate, don't know what he's doing. Go on.
And then get one more at the end. Garnacho plays it to Hugerworth with a powerful low shot, just puts it in for 5-1. And then we're back. 18s are back to winning ways as well.
So I like this, Dave. This is what I want to see from you every week, yeah? None of this, we lost. We lost this one as well. All the under-18s lost. All the under-23s lost. Wins, yeah? Big wins. Yeah. That's what I'm all about, mate. Well done. Good lad.
Yeah, I'll try my best next week.
If that's it for the under-18s and the under-23s as well, have you got anything from the loanees?
Yeah. Guess who we're going to start with?
Come on. Actually...
We always start with the same one. Come on.
Is it going to be... No, go on, you tell me. Is it going to be Ethan Ladd?
No, it's going to be James Garner. So we always start with Garner.
We do love Garner. The Nottingham Forest answer to Sergio Busquets. How's he getting on?
A couple of games this week for him. Midweek, he played 78 minutes in a 1-1 draw with Birmingham. That was away. And then 90 minutes at the weekend against Stoke at home. That was also 1-1. But, yeah, people are still happy with him. think he's brilliant. And I think like I say, they want him to stay there, but you can't have him.
No,
we're having him.
We're having him back. Hey, if he is half as good as the sort of the attention he's been getting and the publicity they've been giving him over in Nottingham, then we're laughing. We've seen him at the.
I mean, he's wearing the right colour, but
he is,
not the right shirt.
But we've spoken about him and his time in the under-23s and how much of a talent he is. He's the player that a lot of people used to sort of notice, and he was the main man almost for that team. Gone to Nottingham Forest, absolutely tearing it up. Been getting man of the match awards and player of the month and all that sort of stuff.
Because, like I say, he's Watford. When he was there, he didn't really get the game time, and when he did, they weren't that impressed with him. He's gone to Forest, and it's just been the complete opposite.
I mean, it's a bit of a funny club, Watford, isn't it? Because they go through managers, like I go through Pepsi Max Cherry. It's just like
that much?
Yeah, every week almost. There's a new manager there, and that didn't help because he had to change of manager. There was question marks where he was going to come back to United or go to another club. He's gone to Nottingham Forest, and I mean it's going as well as it could do, really, isn't it?
You know what I think it is?
What?
He's not got the pressure at Forest of the what's he called? I forgot his name already. That's so bad.
What?
Ben Foster and his
GoPro.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's
He
what I
ain't got the pressure.
That's got to be playing on your mind, and
He's like, if I mess up here, there's a camera
GoPro's
behind.
going to pick up the clanger that I've dropped. So no, it's I think that's the key. I think that's right. James Garner's doing well. Obviously, we want him to do well, and he could be in with a shout maybe in the first team squad next season. Do you think?
Yeah. Like I've said this before, but pre-season's going to be big for him.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Who's next?
Ethan Laird.
Laird. Hey.
2 games again as well this week.
MK Don's finest.
Exactly. Right winger. But 2-0 win at Bristol away during the midweek. And then, I don't know if you heard the result of MK Dons at the weekend.
Go on.
They won 5-0 at home to Swindon. Will Grigg scored 4 goals.
Will Grigg?
Yeah.
Hey, there's a chant about that somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah.
Hey.
But they seem to be saying how good Laird was in that game.
Well, despite Will Grigg's 4 goals, I'm not seeing the game, but I know for a fact that Ethan Laird was man of the match. He might not have officially got it.
Yeah, but
he
in
was
our
the
hearts,
best. He was the best
yeah.
player on that pitch. But was that the game? Forgive me, because I've seen a clip and I've already got confused. There was an assist that everyone's raving about where he just had a great. It might have just been. There might be a clip doing the rounds actually of his performance against is it Swindon, where he had a really good game.
I've not seen it.
Yeah, there was a clip going around on social media, and it looks like he's just absolutely loving life there. But again, not as a right back, more like a winger, wing back. Sorry, just almost like Tony Valencia in 2013 or something, just up and down that right hand side.
Well, I mean, when you see him as well, and MK Don's mentioned about it all the time. He's playing with smiling constantly as well, and I like to see that. Someone who's enjoying the football as well. I
like to see that. Ethan Laird is one player more than probably any other that deserves to enjoy his football because he's had a horrendous time of injuries as a youngster, and there was a real worry that he might not even be able to make the grade as a professional footballer because of all the injuries he was getting, not because of his ability. He's a fantastically talented man, young lad, but those injuries can take some out of you. But they've not taken anything out of him, have they?
No.
He's kept going, and he's got his head down and
looking
more
amazing.
pounds to him. He's looking amazing. And hopefully we'll see him. I think he's got a real chance of being Anu Wan-Bissaka's understudy stroke rival.
Rival.
I'll
say rival.
Yeah? I'm not going to argue with that on that one, Dave. Yeah, it's fair enough. So Ethan Laird, you reckon next season back in the United setup?
Another one where pre-season is going to be so important for him.
Yeah.
And obviously they make the decision whether loan him out again or have him in the squad.
It's up to you, right? Ollie rings you. He said, Dave, I've seen you on Academy Review. You know your stuff.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Aye, mate. You all right? How's it going? Is that rash cleared up? All right, good. What do you reckon about Ethan Laird? This is what he asked you. Shall I keep him here next season or shall I send him out alone? What would you say?
I'd say Aaron Wan-Bissaka, good defender.
Yeah.
Very good, but not too bright going forward, is he?
Right, okay. I'm glad you said going forward. I thought you were going to say not too bright. I was about to say harsh.
Games where you need more of an attacking player in defence, why not give him a go?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously doing well. I know it's different levels. People go, it's only MK Dons. But when you're that young and you come in, you're doing that well. A tough league as well, let's not forget that. And then you come back to the Premier League and you're playing bit part, then who knows what can happen. Sounds good to me, mate.
Yeah.
Who else you got for us?
Unfortunately for Taif Chong, there was no game this week, so we can't see that he didn't play.
Had he played, he'd have been amazing.
Yeah, that's not been the case, but yeah, you'd hope so.
That's just me being, full of bluster rather than any sort of factual evidence to support that.
And then Deschamps Bernard.
Salford. Yes. Gary Bowyer sorted his life out because he played him the other week, didn't he?
At right back.
And
he's gone, you know what, we've got 2 games this week. Do you fancy playing 90 minutes at right back with him both games?
Right, okay.
So, yeah, he's been playing right back, which is strange, but...
If anyone doesn't know, Deschamps Bernard, where does he usually play?
Centre back.
Right, so he's not a right back, but Gary Bowyer, is he caretaker manager at Salford?
I don't know.
What goes on at Salford? No one knows. It's a mystery. Yes, even they don't know. Even he doesn't know. He's just there.
Roy Keane was there the other day watching him.
I know people saying Roy Keane is Salford manager. I don't see that, mate.
I don't.
I mean, I
think Gary Neville wants a bit of control, and I don't think he'd have control over
I
Roy
can't.
Keane.
You can imagine Gary Neville telling Roy Keane he's sacked. Saying, no, I'm not. It's not happening, Gary. Go away. All right, then. You're not sacked. Keep your job. It doesn't matter that we're relegated. It's fine. Yeah. Deschamps Bernard. How did he perform during those 2 games at right back?
So they played Walsall away.
Yep.
At the Bank Stadium. I like that place.
You do, don't you?
2-0 win.
Solid.
So it's a clean sheet.
Clean sheet, and it was all down to him.
Exactly. And then they played Mansfield at home. 2-0 win. It's clean sheet again.
Again. Seriously. And you know, both Mansfield and Walsall, what are they famous for? Left wingers. Yeah? Their left wing is their strongest bit of their team.
Obviously.
So, if you're going to credit anyone with those 2 clean sheets, it's Deschamps Bernard. I've just made all that up, by the way. I don't know who the best players are for Walsall or Mansfield.
Well, I think he probably is a left wingers, yeah.
This is what we're saying, so just go with it. So he's having a good spell. Good to see that because it was a bit ropey at one time.
Yeah,
Gary Bowyer came in after took over from Richie Wellings. Didn't seem to fancy him. Bit odd because he'd been playing a lot under Richie Wellings and playing well.
Yeah, well, they were under Wellings. They were playing 3 at the back.
Yeah,
and he was the centre of the 3. Under Bowyer, they're playing 4 at the back. So they're using the other 2 centre backs, and then so they moved into right back now. But that's 3 games now in a row where he's had 90 minutes, so that's good for him.
Looks like he's turned the proverbial corner with Gary Bowyer. He's obviously convinced of his abilities at right back, and it's good for him to be
probably been watching this, hasn't he?
He's watched that, and he's going, you know what, these 2 lads, well, mainly you, seems to know his stuff. That Dave Pritt. Maybe I'll give.
Right, Gary, can we have him at centre back now, please?
Yeah, come on. Remember me, Gary? Gary. I used to do the press conference at Blackburn. You sold my phone for me. Do you remember? Yeah. We'll see. Anyway, any more?
Pellistri.
Facundo.
Yeah. He came on in the 79th minute against Villarreal, right?
Right. I don't like the way this is going.
They were 1-1.
Right.
In the 80th minute, they scored the winner. So I think it was all down to Facundo coming on.
Fantastic. Well done. I mean, again, I'm not seeing any of it, but I agree.
If you come on in the 79th minute and then they score the winner in the 80th, it's obviously down to him.
That is literally what changed the game. That substitution, bringing him on, gifted. So he's doing well. Is it a little bit concerning, Dave, that he's getting 11 minutes? I mean, he doesn't seem to be, and I'm not criticising him because he's still a youngster, but it doesn't seem like he's, gone there and he's like one of their main men. He seems to be playing a sort of, almost like an understudy role. And that worries me a little bit because I think you want to see him getting game time, not necessarily, setting the world alight, but at least getting lots of minutes. Or do you think that that's probably the best way for him is just to get gradually brought into any first team?
I think with him, we didn't. The same with Fernandez, who's a left back for the 23s. We didn't get him for now or next season. We got him for a couple of years down the line.
Okay.
So the fact that if he was for next season and he's not getting game time, I'd be worried. But at the moment, he's got plenty of time, and I think he'll probably play for the 23s next season and then maybe go out on loan again halfway through it. But yeah, I wouldn't be worried about it, to be honest. I mean, he's playing in La Liga, so a young lad. He is getting. I know they're not a lot, but he's getting minutes, and it's Villarreal, who are obviously a top team, so they trusted him to come on.
Europa, eh? Fair enough. I know we've got more because we've not got to the. I know the last. one. I know the running order with Dave Pritt. Don't you worry about that.
We'll start with Garner.
Yes. Yeah. So who's next?
And Dylan Levitt.
Dylan Levitt, the Welsh wunderkind.
Yeah, the Welsh were
the Welsh
nuclear.
Yes.
He came on in the 68th minute against Rijeka, I think they're called.
So he's over in Croatia.
Yeah, just chilling out.
Just as you would expect a young Welshman to be. He's gone on loan to a Croatian team.
NK Instra.
NK Instra, who, I'm not even going to pretend on this one that I knew anything about them. He's over there. How's he getting on?
Yeah, like I said, 68 minutes, but they were in a 2-1 loss against, I think it's Rijeka that they're pronounced, but I don't know these teams.
Listen, I mean, the thing is, we're not, knocking the Croatian league. It could be a very high standard. We're just being honest, we don't know a lot about it. It is a very left field loan move because usually players, it's Dave's gone through all the players, all either in the Championship or League One, and then you've got Dylan Levitt sort of ploughing a lone furrow over in Croatia. Just a little bit odd. Not to discredit lad. It's not, it's not criticism of him. He's going there and he's doing his best. So, 68 minutes he said he played. It's not, or he come on in the 68.
He's come in the 68.
He's coming on the 68. So, hopefully they'll see a little bit more game time than 32 minutes or whatever it was, or 22 minutes.
But yeah, it's hard to judge on how he's doing, and it's quite funny, but you don't get much footage of the Croatian league.
And football is all the more poorer for it over in this country. I think that's something that needs to look at. Me and you've been saying that for years, haven't we?
I mean, that's what I mean. Now we've got rid of the Super League. Now we want protests about getting
Croatian football
highlights
on ITV.
Channel 4.
Channel 4.
Yeah.
Every night. Yeah, I'd watch it. Well, me and Dave will do a watch along. If they do that, they bring it in, we'll do a watch along.
They're in a cup final soon, so.
Right. We'll make that happen. People were asking actually about us doing a watch along for the under 18s and under 23s, and we are going to do that. I think we're going to do it over on Twitch. I think we said, didn't we? We've got a Twitch account. We don't really do much on there, but we'll give you more details as and when we've got it. But me and Dave may get together and do a bit of a watch along for one of the academy games if you're up for that, my friend.
Oh, sounds good.
Who's next?
Come on, who do we finish with?
Is it our old mate, the goalkeeper?
Jacob Carney.
Jacob Carney. Portadown's finest.
Finest. Just the 2 games this week. 90 minutes, starting keeper. 2-1 win against Lairn. I think it's Lairn. And then 3-1 win against Warren Point. But, he's, once again, high praise. The manager, after the 3-1 win, did a bit of a press conference. Got interviewed, I should say, after the game. About a 4-minute interview. About 2 minutes was about Jacob Carney, saying how great he was and then how he could do it the easy way. He didn't need to be in Northern Ireland, but the fact that he wants to be there, he's playing against these lads who are kicking him and punching him and elbowing him all the time. He could have it easy at Carrington, playing for the 23s. Nothing but praise for him. So, all good for him.
It's great to hear this. Well done to him. He took his chance there. Gone over to Northern Ireland, obviously doing really well. Back-to-back wins as well. More power to him, hopefully things work out there, and who knows, he could be United's number 2 soon.
I mean, he's still very young. He's still got a bit of time, but like I said, the fact that he's gone over there rather than just hanging out in the 23s, I think that's brilliant. That
is brilliant, David, and that was a brilliant review.
So I'll just mention quickly the games next week.
Please do.
So we've got the 18's got 2 games this week. So on Tuesday, we play Sunderland away. So I think it's 11 o'clock kickoff, so most people who are working...
Is that where Hugill goes back to his old stomping ground, or is that...
McNeil.
McNeil, sorry.
No, not McNeil. Yeah, Hugill, yeah, you're right, sorry.
Wow, that's the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
I was right for about something.
They might bring him along, just to say hello to his mates. And then on Saturday, your favourite team, Leeds away.
Hey, tell you what, go and get your riot gear for that one. That's just for the first. That's just for the players.
And then 23s, instead of Friday, they're playing Monday night again, and they've got Derby away.
Oh, Wayne Rooney. I tell you what, Wayne Rooney's in all sorts of trouble there, isn't he?
Yeah, he might come down and watch.
What's happening with Ted Mengi, by the way, at Derby?
He's out.
Sorry, he's back in. He's come back
United, injured.
I almost forgot.
I don't think it's too bad, but he just won't play for the rest of the season, so we went back to United.
And Wayne Rooney could do with him. I think, is it 5 straight defeats there at Derby County?
Not good, is it?
It's not good. Hopefully, Wayne Rooney turns things around. Still got a soft spot for him. Dave, that was fantastic, as always. Where can people find you?
On Instagram, it's David Pritt, and then on Twitter, it's David J. Pritt.
David Pritt. We've got those games coming up as well. So Dave will be here next week to run through all the loanees. Obviously, we're getting towards the business end of the season. Certain players could be involved in, promotions or fighting relegation or whatever. So we'll keep you posted on all that. But it sounds like it's been a pretty decent spell on it for Manchester United youngsters.
Yeah, it's been good. And then we've got, I need to look when it is, but Dylan Levitt's in the Croatian Cup final soon. So
Croatian Cup final. So where else would you get that other than here, eh? Got it all covered. So make sure you're following Dave on all his socials, Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow me. You know where to find me. I've been Jay Motti. That's been Dave Pritt. This has been the Academy Review. Thanks for watching.